Trovo la musica una distrazione utile. Quello che conta. Il mio metodo è puramente logico. Se sono efficace. Figa, un
Io non avrei mai coinvolto la tua amica.
Mente, empatia. Questo è quello che conta.
Never send boys to do a woman's job.
You are a legend.
What did they say?
Queen of the dead.
Contract was clear. She should be dead.
Take care of the witness.
I've been
Kill her in the city after you.
Never send boys to do a woman's job.
Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about the movie The Killer 2024. This movie is full of action, suspense and emotion. The main character is G. G is a very famous contract killer. She never fails her mission. She is very fast, very smart and very dangerous. People know her because she always finishes her work. One day she gets a new mission. Her boss gives her one simple order. She must kill a young woman. This looks like a easy job, but when she see the woman, everything changes. The young woman is Jen. Jen can't see because she is blind. She looks at her and feels something different. For the first time, she does not want to kill her target. This one decision changes everything. Now she is not only running from her enemies but also from the people who hired her. Every person wants to find her. Every second becomes more dangerous. At the same time, a police officer named Say starts looking for G. He knows she is a killer, but he also feels there is more truth behind this story. For her, the movie becomes more exciting. Every scene gives new surprise, and every fight keeps you interested. After she refused to kill Jan, her whole life changes. Before this moment, she always believed that a mission was just a job. She never asked who was good or who was bad. She only followed orders. But now, for the first time, her heart is stronger than her training. Jen does not know that she was sent to kill her. She only knows that someone saved her life. Jen is kind, calm, and always hopeful. Even after losing her eyesight, she does not hate the world. She still believes that good people exist. This makes G think about her own life. G remembers that she has spent many years living in fear. She has no real friends. She can't trust anyone. Every day she cries again, and every day she waits for the next mission. She has money, but she has no palace peace. She has skills, but she has no family. She starts asking herself one question: Is this really the life I wanted? From the other side, the people who hired G becomes very angry. They think G has become a problem. They know that if she stay alive, many secrets can come out. So they send other professional killers to hunt her. Now the hunter becomes the target. Every street becomes dangerous. Every building may hide a enemy. G can't stay in one place for long. She keeps moving from one location to another. She changes her clothes, her cars, and even her plan again and again. At the same time, detectives say keeps following every clue. He studies old files, talks to witness, and tries to understand why a famous killer suddenly stopped following orders. The more he invested, the more confused he becomes. He slowly realized that this case is not simple. There are powerful people hiding behind everything. These people have money, weapons, and many dangerous men working for them. They want every piece of evidence to disappear. One night, G secretly meets Jen, thanks her for saving her life. She say that even though she can't see faces, she can feel kindness in a person who is. These words touch G deeply. Nobody has ever spoken to her like this before. For a few minutes, G forgets that she is a killer. She feels like a normal person, but this peaceful moment does not last long. Soon, armed men surround the building. Bullets start flying everywhere. Glass breaks, car crash. People start running in fear. G quickly protects. Then she uses all her fighting skill to stop the attacks. The action is fast, exciting, and full of tension. Every fight looks real, and every move shows how experienced G is. But the enemies keep coming. G understands that running away will never solve this problem. If she wants Jen to stay safe, she must find the real boss behind everything and end this mission forever. From this point, the story becomes even bigger with more action, more emotion, and many unexpected moments. Now, the movie enters its most interesting part. After escaping from the attack, G and Jen hide in a safe palace. It is a small, old apartment where nobody knows them. For the first time in many years, G is not thinking about money or her next mission. She is only thinking about one thing: how can I keep Jane safe? Jane noticed that G is very quiet. She can feel that G is crying a lot of pain inside her heart. Jen tells her that every person makes mistakes, but every person also gets one chance to become better. These simple words stay in G's mind. During the night, G can't sleep. She remembers many faces from her past. She remembers every mission, every fight, and every person she lost. She starts feeling guilt. She understands that her old life can't give her peace. All the same time, the detective say is getting closer to the truth. He finds important evidence that connects many murders together. Every clue points toward one secret organization. This organization controls many contract killers around the world. The leader of the organization is very smart. She knows that G is the only person who can expose everything. So he gives one final order: find the killer and leave no witness shown. Many killers began searching every corner of the city. Some checks hotel, some checks train station, hospital, and even question question is innocent people. The city slowly becomes a giant trap. Gino knows she can't hide forever, so she makes a new plan. Instead of running away, she decides to attack first. This is a very risky decision, but she knows there is no other choice. She secretly visits on one old friend who once worked with her. At first, the man refused to help she because he is afraid of the organization. But after hearing the full story, she gives you some important information. He tells her about a secret meeting where many powerful people will come together. This meeting may be the only chance to finish everything. Meanwhile, Detective C also reaches the same location. He does not know that G is already there. Both are searching for the same truth, but both are using different way. Inside the building, security is very strong. Cameras are everywhere. Armed guards stand at every door. Nobody can enter easily. Still, she uses her experience and enters quietly. She moves through dark always without making any sound. Every step is clear, every second is danger. Suddenly, one guard notices her. Without wasting a second, she attacks a fast hand-to-hand fight begins. No loud music, no loud talking. Only quick punches, fast kicks, and smart moves. This action scene is one of the strongest parts of the movie because it feels realistic. G does not fight like a superhero, she fights like a trained professional who know every mistake can cost her life. At the same time, detective hears the noise and runs toward the fight. Now Z and C stand face to face. For a few seconds, both point these guns at each other. Neither trusts the other, neither wants to lower the weapon. Then another group of killers suddenly attacks both of them. Now they have only one choice. They must work together if they want to survive. This moment changed the whole story. The hunter and the police officer become unexpected partners, but the biggest fight is still waiting for them. Now the movie becomes even more intense. After the surprise attack, Z and detectives have no time to argue. Bullets are coming from every direction. The building is full of armed enemies. Every floor becomes a battlefield. They tell say, if we keep fighting each other, we will both die. She looks at her for a few seconds. He still does not trust her. He knows she has killed many people in the past, but he also knows that the people attacking them are much more dangerous. Without saying any, without saying another word, both start fighting together. This is one of the best action parts of the movie. G moves very fast. She uses her training to defeat one enemy after another. She gives cover with his gun and helps innocent people escape from the building. The teamwork between G and Shay feels natural. At first, they do not understand each other, but After every fight, they slowly begins to trust one another. During the fight, G finds a laptop connecting secret files. These files have the name of many contract killers, secret mission, and powerful people connected to the organization. Now G finally understands the truth. She was never important to the organization. She was only another weapon. If she died during animation, they would simply replace her with another killer. This truth breaks her heart. For so many years, she believed she was respected, but in reality, she was only being used. She reads the files and realize that this organization has people inside the police department, business world, and even government office. That means nobody is complete shape. At the same time, Jen is hiding in another ship house. She is waiting for G to return. She can't see what is happening outside, but she can feel something bad is coming. Suddenly, a black vehicle stopped outside. Several armed men quietly entered the building. Jane hears footsteps. She immediately understands that someone has found her. Even though she is blind, she stay calm. She rocks the doctor and try to call G, but the phone network is blocked. The attackers slowly break the door. Jane has now here to run. Just before they catch her, G arrives. A heck fight starts inside the apartment. The room is very small, so every punch, every kick, and every moment feels powerful. Furniture breaks, windows shatter, walls are damaged. Still, G refuses to give up. She protects Jane with everything she has. During the fight, G gets badly injured. Blood is coming from her shoulders, but she keeps fighting because she knows that if she falls, Jane will die. She also reaches the apartment and joins the fight. Together, G and Shay defeat the attackers. After the battle, the apartment is completely destroyed. Everything is tried, everything is injured, but they are still alive. Now, G makes one final decision. She say running is our tomorrow. We finish this story forever. Jan tells both of them to be careful because the people they are going to face have unlimited money, weapons, and power. The next day will decide everything. Either G will finally become free, or this will be her last mission. Now the movie reaches the biggest and most exciting part. The next morning, the detectives say and Jen now know that there is no way back. If they fail today, the organization will never stop chasing them. They decide that this will be the last battle. Before leaving, Jay looks at Jen. Jen smiles and says, "No matter what happened today, thank you for saving my life." These simple words give the new strength. For many years, nobody had even thanked her. People only feared her. Today, someone believe in her. That feeling changes everything. Meanwhile, the leader of organization also perf- prepares for war. She gathers the fighters inside a head private building. Every entrance is protected by armed guards. Cameras watch every hallway. Snipers stand on the roof. His cap looks impossible. The leader is fully confident. He believes she will never reach him, but he forgets one thing. Nobody know his own system better than G. She helped building many of their plans. She know every weak point. She know every emergency exit, and she know what the security works. As night falls, G and she began their final mission. They entered the building a from a underground tunnel that very few people know about. Inside the tunnel, everything is dark and silent. Only the sound of their footsteps can be heard. Both move slowly. Both keep checking every corner. They know one small mistake and can end everything. Suddenly, one security guard appears. Before he can realize the alarm, G quietly knocks him down. The mission continues. They reach the first floor. Everything looks empty, and G immediately realizes something is wrong. It is too quiet. She whispers. Just then, the lights suddenly turn on. Alarms began running. Heavy metal cross clo- heavy metal doors close automatically. More than 20 armed killers appear from every side. It was a trap. The leader knew they were coming. A massive action sequence begins. Bullets fly across the room. And glass breaks everywhere. The smoke fills the hall. Jay keeps moving from one cover to another. She protects her while returning fire. The fight continues for several minutes. Every enemy is highly trained. Nobody gives up easily. One by one, Z defeats them using smart moves inside of only guns. She uses travels, walls, lights, and every object around her. This makes the action feel realistic and creative. During the fight, Say gets injured in this arm. He struggles to hold his gun. G tells him to leave, but she refuses. He says, "Today we finish this together." These words show how much their relationship has changed. At the beginning of the movie, they wanted to arrest or kill each other. Now they are risking their lives for one another. Finally, after defeating many enemies, they reach the top floor. A large door slowly opens. Behind the door sits the leader of the organization. He is completely calm. He smiles after seeing Z. He says, "I knew you would come." Z points her gun at him. The leader laughs. He tells G that she was trained by him. He reminds her of every mission she completed. He says that she can never escape her past. See, he offers her one final deal. Work for me again, and I will forget everything. The room becomes completely silent. She watches G carefully. He does not know what she will choose. This is the biggest decision of G life. Will she return to her old world, or while she destroy the organization forever? The answer comes in the next part. The leader of the organization stands up slowly. He faces his face is calm, his voice is calm, but his words are dangerous. He looks directly at G and says, "Look around you. Everything you see exists because of me. Every mission, every operation, every success belong to me. Jay does not answer. She keeps her gun pointed at him. The leader continues speaking. Do you think saving one girl changed you? You think one thing good action can urge your past? These words said G heard because part of her know he is talking about her biggest fear. She know she can't change the past. She know many innocent people died because of her mission. Those memories will stay with her forever. But then she remembers Jen. She remembers the kindness in Jen's voice. She remembers the people she protected during the last few days. And for the first time, she understands something important. A person can't change yesterday, but a person can choose what to do today. The leader noticed a change in her eyes. His smile slowly disappears. Now she realizes that G is no longer under his control. Suddenly, suddenly he presses a hidden button. At once, several heavy doors open. More armed guards enter the room. The final battle begins. The room explodes into chaos. Gunfire, gunfire echoes everywhere. Tables are destroyed. Glass walls break into thousands of pieces. G dives behind over. Say return fire with his injured arm. Even though he is hurt, he refused to stop fighting. The the enemy keep coming one after another, again and again. The organization is throwing everything it has at them. For several minutes, the fighting fell endless. She uses everything skill she learned during her years as a assassin. She moves through the battlefield with incredible speed. Every moment is precise. Every decision is quick. But this time is not fighting for money. She is fighting for freedom that makes all the difference. Meanwhile, the leader quietly tried to escape through a secret passage. He know his men are losing. He know the organization is falling apart. He only cares about shaming himself, but G noticed him. She immediately chases after him. The chase moves through long hallways, dark streets, and empty offers. The leader keeps running for the first time in the entire movie. He looks afraid. See, he finally reaches the roof. A helicopter is waiting for him. The pilot starts the engine. The blades begin spinning. The leader smiles again. He thinks as he has won. But before the center the helicopter appears. Both stand face to face, one on the rooftop. The wind blows strongly around them. Far below, the city lights shine in the darkness. For a few seconds, nobody speaks. Then the leader say, "You and I are the same." G G shakes her head. No, the leader laughs. You were trying to kill. You were meant for violence. G answers me, but I still have a choice. The leader attacks A brutal hand-to-hand fight begins. No guards, only she and the men who controlled her life for years. The fight is intense. Both are skilled. Both know each other. Moves, punches land hard. Blood appears on their face. Several times it looks like G meeting loss, but she keeps standing. She keeps fighting because of because now she is fighting for something bigger than himself. At the same time, she reaches the control room below. He develops all the secret file of the network. Within minutes, the information spread everywhere. The organization's secrets are no longer hidden. Their criminals are exposed. Their power starts collapsing. Back to back, back on the roof. The final moment of the fight arrives. The leader is exhausted and exhausted. Both are bravely sound. One final move will decide the everything. The helicopter engine Roger helping. The helicopter engine roar loudly. The wind grow together, and the face of say Jane and the entire organization is about to be dead. Hello friends, the movie starts in ancient Greece. A fisherman named Spyro finds a wooden box floating in the sea. Inside the box, he finds a woman and a baby. The woman is dead, but the baby is alive. Spyro decides to raise the child as his own son. He names him Perseus. Years later, Perseus grows into a brave young man. He lives a simple life with his family and works as a fisherman. Everything looks peaceful, but a big problem is coming. At the same time, the people of the kingdom become angry with the gods. They no longer want to follow them. The king, Cepheus, and Queen Cassiopeia allow people to insult the gods. This makes the gods very angry. One day, Perseus and his family are sailing in the sea. Suddenly, they see soldiers destroying a giant statue of Zeus. This act is very disrespectful to the gods. Soon after that, a powerful creature appears from the sky. It is Hades, the god of the underworld. His arrival is terrifying, and everyone become frightened. Hades attacks the soldiers without mercy. He warns the people that the gods are angry. Then he gives a shocking message. He says that in 10 days the giant monster Kraken will be released. If the kingdom wants to survive, they must sacrifice Princess Andromeda. The warning creates panic everywhere. People do not know what to do, but the biggest tragedy is still about to happen. After Hades leaves, everyone is shocked. Fear spreads across the kingdom. People start talking about the terrible monster Kraken. They know that if the monster is released, thousands of people can die. Meanwhile, Perseus and his family continue their journey on the sea. They try to stay away from the conflict between humans and ghosts, but fate has a different plan for them. Suddenly, dark clouds gather in the sky. A powerful attack comes from Hades. The sea becomes violent, and hug wave hit the fishing boat. Perseus watched help happilessly as his family is killed. Within moments, he loses everything he loves. Heartbroken and filled with anger, Perseus survives and reaches the shore. Soldiers of the kingdom find him and take him to the city. There, he learns more about the danger facing everyone. In the royal palace, King Cepheus and Queen Cassiopeia discuss the situation. The people are losing hope. They need a solution before Kraken arrive. Soon, an important truth is revealed. Perse- Perseus is not an ordinary human. He is actually the son of Zeus, the king of the gods. Long ago, Zeus fell in love with a human woman and became the father of Perseus. This revelation changes everything. Perseus is half human and half god. Because of this, many people believe that he is the only person who can stop the coming disaster. However, Perseus is angry at the gods. He blames them for the death of his family. He does not want their help or their power. He, he wants revenge against Hades. At the same time, high above the world, the gods are having their own problems. Zeus wants humans to continue worship, worshipping the gods because their prayer give strength to the divine word. But Hades has a secret plan. He wants more power and wishes to challenge Zeus himself. Back in the kingdom, a dangerous mission is created. A group of skilled warriors joins Perseus. Their goal is simple but almost impossible. They must find a way to defeat Kraken before it destroys the kingdom. Without wasting any time, Perseus accepts the mission. Deep inside, he knows this journey will be extremely dangerous, but it also is chance to take revenge on Hades and discover the truth about his destiny. The adventure now begins, and the road is filled with monsters, magic, and deadly enemies. The next morning, Perseus leaves the kingdom with a group of brave soldiers. Their mission is clear. They must find a way to stop Kraken before the 10 days are over. The journey begins across a vast desert. The weather is harsh, and the road is full of danger. Even though the soldiers are experienced warriors, they know the fighting monster is very different from fighting humans. During the journey, Perseus received a special gift from Zeus. A magical sword appears for him. The sword carries great power, but Perseus refused to depend on gifts from the gods. He wants to succeed as a human, not as a god. As the group continue forward, they meet a mystery woman named How she has been watching Perseus for many years. She knows secrets about his past and his future. How explain that Harris is becoming stronger every day. Fear among women is increasing, and the fear is giving him more power. If nobody stops him soon, he could become powerful enough to challenge Zeus. She also tells Perseus about a terrible creature called Medusa. According to legend, anyone who looks directly into Medusa's eyes turn into stone instantly. However, there is one hope. The head of Medusa keeps its power even after death. If someone can kill her and take her head, that power can be used against Kraken. The soldiers are surprised by this information. Killing Medusa sounds almost impossible. Many warriors have tried before, but none have returned alive. Even so, the group decide to continue their mission. They know there is no other choice. As night falls, the warriors set up camp in the desert. For a short time, everything seems peaceful, but danger is already moving toward them. Suddenly, giant scorpions rise from beneath the sand. These creatures are enormous. Their sharp claws and poisonous shells make them deadly enemies. The scorpions attack without warning. Queues break out everywhere. Soldiers fight des- desperately to stay alive. Sword class men scream, and the desert becomes a battlefield. One warrior is garbed and the thrown through the air. Another is struck by a giant tail. The situation quickly becomes critical. Perseus jumped into the fight. Using all his skill and courage, he battles one of the giant scorpions. The creature is stronger than any enemy he has ever faced. The battle is intense. Every second feels like a fight for survival. The warriors slowly began to rose up as more scorpions emerge, emerge fro- from the sand. Just when the field seems threatened, something unexpected happens. A group of strange desert hunters appears. They are known as the Jinn. They mysterious warriors have learned how to survive in the deadly desert. The Jinn join the battle and help destroy the giant scorpions. Together, they finally defeat the creatures. After the fight ends, the surviving warriors take a moment to rest. Many soldiers are injured and some have lost their lives. The mission has become even more dangerous than anyone imagined, but Perseus refused to quit. He knew that the hardest part of the journey is still ahead. Somewhere in the darkness waits Medusa. The monster goes gas can turn any living person into stone, and the save the kingdom. Perseus must face her. After defeating the giant scorpion, Perseus, Perseus and his companions continue their journey. The desert seems endless. Every step takes them closer to the palace where Medusa lives. The jinn decide to travel with the group. They know the desert better than anyone else. Their leader explained that reaching Medusa will not be easy. Many brave warriors have entered their lair, but no one have returned. As the journey continues, Outrails Perseus more about his destiny. She said that he has the power to become one of the greatest heroes in history, but first he must choose who he wants to be, a human or a god. Perseus still refused to accept his divine side. He believes that his human heart is his great strength. Meanwhile, high above in the world of the gods, Hades continues a secret plan. He visits Zeus and slowly manipulates him. Zeus is becoming weaker because humans are losing faith in gods. Hades secretly enjoy this situation. The more fear people feel, the stronger he becomes. His ultimate goal is to gain enough power to control everything. Back on Earth, the warriors finally arrive at entrance of the underworld. The palace looks terrifying. Dark rocks sound the air and the struggle sounds echo through the air. Everyone know that this is home of Medusa. The group carefully enters the ancient temple where she lives. Inside, the atmosphere is silent and frightening. Broken status stand everywhere. At first, the warriors do not understand what they are saying. Then they release the truth. These are not ordinary status, they are the remain of warriors who look direct at Medusa. Fear has spread through the group. One wrong move could mean instant death. The warriors slowly move deeper into the temple. Every shadow looks dangerous, every sound makes them nervous. Suddenly they hear a strange noise. A long tail slides across the stone floor. Medusa is near. The monster was one of a beautiful woman, but now she is terrifying creature. Her body is part human and part snake. Instead of air, deadly snake move around her head. One soldier accidentally looks toward her. In a single moment, he turns into stone. The warriors are horrified. The battle begins immediately. Medusa moves with incredible speed. She attacks from the darkness, appearing and disappearing before anyone can react. One by one, soldiers fall. Some are killed, others become stone status forever. The group quickly realized that fighting her directly is impossible. Perseus must use intelligence, not just strength. Using reflections from a sword and slide, he avoided looking directly into Medusa's eyes. The battle becomes a deadly game of survival. Around him, his friends continue to die. Each loss makes the mission even more painful. Finally, After a intense struggle, Perseus finds an opportunity as Medusa strikes with all his strength. His sword cuts through her neck. A moment later, the monster head falls to the ground. Medusa is dead. The surviving warrior can hardly believe it. Against all odds, Perseus has defeated one of the most feared creatures in the world, but the victory comes with a heavy price. Many of companions are dead. The mission is far from over. Now Perseus carries the head of Medusa, the only weapon powerful enough to destroy Kraken. However, while the heroes are escaping the underworld, a even greater tragedy is waiting for them, and Hades is preparing his next move. After defeating Medusa, Perseus and the remaining warriors quickly leave the temple. They are exhausted, injured, and mourning the friends they have lost. Even though they have finally obtained Medusa head, nobody feels victorious. The cost of the mission has been too high. As they travel back forward the kingdom, Perseus thanks Love for helping him through the journey. She has guided him, protected him, and believed in him when nobody else did. For the first time, Perseus began to understand how much she cares about him. However, before they can reach safety, disaster strikes once again without warning. Hades appears. Dark smoke fills the sky, and his terrifying presence makes everyone freeze. The warriors prepare to fight, but they know they are facing a god. A battle begins. The surviving soldiers attack bravely, but they are no match for Hades. During the fight, Love is fatally wounded. She falls to the ground. Perseus rushes to their side. He desperately tries to save her, but it is too late. With her finally breath, Love tells him to believe in himself and complete the mission. Then she dies. The loss completely breaks Perseus. He has already lost his family. Now he has lost Love as well. For a moment, he feels hopeless, but then something changes inside him. He finally accepts the truth. He accepts that he is the son of Zeus. He understands that denying his destiny will not help anyone. If he wants to save the kingdom and stop Hades, he must use every gift he has. Meanwhile, back in the kingdom, fear is spreading everywhere. Then the 10 days are almost over. Thousands of people gather near the sea waiting for what comes next. Princess Andromeda prepares himself for sacrifice. Although she is frightened, she shows great courage. She knows that her people are depending on her. At the same time, Harry is continuing manipulating events. His plan is working perfectly. Fear is making him stronger with every passing hour. Even Jews realize that something is terribly wrong. He finally discovered that Hades has been using him and secretly planning to take control, but by now it may already to be late. As the final day arrives, dark clouds cover the sky, hug waves crash against the shore, people being screaming and running in panic. Then the sea starts to open, the water snake violently, sometimes enormous, is rising from the depth. The legendary monster Kraken has finally been released. The creature is bigger than anything the people have ever seen. Buildings look tiny beside it. Ships are destroyed instantly. The group trembles beneath its footstep. The kingdom stands on the edge of complete destruction, and far away, racing against time, Perseus is making his final journey toward the city. He cries the head of Medusa, the fate of thousands of lives now depend entire on him. The final battle is about to begin. The giant monster Kraken moves toward the kingdom. Every step shakes the ground. People run in every direction, trying to escape. Fear and chaos spread everywhere. Near the sea, Princess Andromeda is chained as a sacrifice. The people watch helplessly. They believe there is no way to stop the monster now. The enormous kraken rolls loudly. Its voice echoes across the entire kingdom. Buildings began to collapse. Ships are smashed into pieces. The monster power is beyond imagination. Meanwhile, Perseus is running toward the city as faster as possible. He knows that every second matters. At the same time, Zeus finally confronts Hades. Zeus realizes that Hades has been manipulating events from the beginning. Their relationship turns into a fiery conflict. 4 centuries they have ruled together, but now they stand against each other. Back at the kingdom, Kraken reaches the shore. The monster is only moments away from killing Andromeda. Just when all hope seems lost, a powerful, terrifying horse appears in the sky. It is Pegasus. Riding on Pegasus is Perseus. The people look up and see their last hope arriving. Without wasting time, Perseus flees directly toward Kraken. The giant creature notices him and attacks immediately. The battle is dangerous. One mistake could mean death, but Perseus remains focused. He knows exactly what he must do. As Kraken prepares to destroy everything around it, Perseus reveals the head of Medusa. The magical power of Medusa is still active. The monster looks directly at the head. Slowly, its body begins turning into stone. At first, Kraken struggles to rest. It roars with anger and pain, but the power is too strong. Within moments, the gigantic creature becomes a massive stone status. Then it collapses into the sea. The kingdom is saved. The people cheer with joy. The night charm is finally overcome. After the battle, Perseus frees Andromeda. Everyone celebrates his victory. He has accom- accomplished what nobody thought was possible. Soon afterward, Zeus prepare before Perseus. He tells his son that he is proud of him. As a reward, Zeus offers him a palace among the gods. He offers him power, immortality, and everything he could even want. But Perseus makes a surprising decision. He refuses the offer. He chooses to remain human. He believes that his human life is more valuable than divine power. Zeus respects his choice. Before leaving, he gives Perseus one final gift. Using his divine power, he brings Ao back to life. The woman Perseus loved returned to him once again. For the first time since the beginning of the story, Perseus finds peace. He is no longer a confused young man searching for answer. He has become a true hero. The movie ends with Perseus looking toward the future, ready for whatever challenge may come next. One thing I really like about Perseus is that he never depends completely on his god powers. Even after learning that he is the son of Zeus, he continues fighting like a normal human. This makes the character more relatable. The audience can connect with him because he faces fear, pain, and loss just like any ordinary person. Another strong character in the movie is Hades. He is not just a simple villain, he is intelligent, patient, and envy planning his next move. Throughout the movie, Hades uses fear as a weapon. Instead of attacking directly all the time, he makes people afraid. This fear gives him more power and helps him move closer to his goal. The visual effects are one of the biggest attraction of the movie. The giant kraken looks impressive, and the battle with Medusa is one of the most memorable scenes in the entire film. The desert battle against the giant scorpion is also exciting. It keeps the audience engaged and add more adventure to the story. The movie is based on Greek mythology, but many words are changed for entertainment. Because of this, the film feels more like a fantasy adventure than a completely accurate mythology story. The relationship between Perseus and Ao adds emotional moment to the movie. Their connection helps balance the action scene with some heart-lifted moments. The biggest message of the movie is that true strength does not come from power alone. It comes from courage, determination, and the willingness to protect others. This is exactly what Perseus do during his journey, even when he loses his family, his friend, and almost everything he cares about. He never give up. The determination is what eventually helps him defeat Kraken and save the kingdom. One interesting thing about Perseus is that he spends most of the movie fighting against his own destiny. He does not want to be known as the son of Zeus. Instead, he wants to live as an ordinary human. The character of Hades is one of the most powerful villains in the movie. Unlike many villains, he does not rely only on strength. He uses fear, manipulation, and strategy to achieve his goals. The battle with Medusa is considered one of the best scenes in the film. The Dark Temple, the stone status, and the suspense make the scene very exciting. Another memorable moment is the appearance of Kraken. The monster is so hug that entire building slope tree beside it. Its arrival creates one of the biggest action scenes in the movie. The flying heroes Pegasus also plays an important role. Without Pegasus, Perseus would never reach the kingdom in time to stop Kraken. One of the emotional parts of the movie is the death of Ao. She supports Perseus throughout his journey and helps him understand who he really is. The movie shows many famous creatures from Greek mythology, including Medusa, Kraken, giant scorpion, and Pegasus. A major theme of the film is courage. Again and again, Perseus faces impossible situations, but he keeps moving forward. In the end, Perseus proves that being a hero is not about having godlike powers. It is about making the right choice and protecting people even when the odds seem impossible. One of the most interesting parts of Clash of the Titans is the relationship between human and the gods. The movie shows that the gods become stronger when people worship them. When humans stop believing in them, the gods begin to lose power. Because of this, Zeus becomes worried when people start turning against the gods. He wants humans to respect them again, but things quickly become out of control. Another important character is Andromeda. Even though she does not get as much screen time as Perseus, he shows great bravery. She is willing to sacrifice himself to save her people. The warrior who travel with Perseus also deserve respect. They know the mission is almost impossible, but they still choose to fight. Their courage makes the journey feel more realistic and emotional. The Jinn are some of the most mysterious characters in the movie. They live in the desert and have survived many dangerous battles. Their appearance adds more depth to the adventure. The movie moves very fast. There is always a new challenge waiting for Perseus. First, he loses his family. Then he fights giant scorpions, the Medusa, and finally Kraken. This keeps the audience entered from beginning to end. One thing that makes Perseus different from many heroes is his attitude. He does not see himself as special. Even after sharing the kingdom, he remains humble. The final message of the movie is simple but powerful. Real heroes are not defined by power or status, they are defined by their action, sacrifice, and willingness to help others. That is why Perseus became a legend by the end of the story. The movie finishes with hope, victory, and promise that new adventure may still be waiting for Perseus in the future. One of the biggest strengths of Glass of the Dragon its world building. From very beginning. The movie creates a world where humans, goats, and monsters all exist together. Every location feels different. The peaceful fishing village, the loyal kingdom, the endless desert, the dark underworld, and Medusa temple all help make the adventure feel larger and more exciting. The character development of Perseus is also important. At the start of the movie, he is just a fisherman living a simple life. He does not want power, fame, or glory. However, after losing his family, he is forced to enter a world full of danger. As the story moves forward, Perseus slowly learns important lesson about responsibility, leadership, and sacrifice. Another interesting detail is that Perseus never becomes perfect. He makes mistake, becomes angry, and sometimes lets his emotional control him. This makes him feel more human and believable. The movie also explores the idea of power. Characters like Hades want more and more power, while Perseus is willing to give power up if it means protecting the people he cares about. This creates a strong contrast between the hero and the villain. The action scenes are designed to keep the audience excited. Instead of focusing on only one monster, the movie introduced different threats throughout the journey. First there is Hades, then comes the giant scorpion. After that comes Medusa, and finally the might Kraken. Each challenge feels bigger than the one before it. The battle against Medusa is often considered the most suspenseful scene in the entire movie. The darkness, silence, and danger create constant tension. Many viewers remember this scene more than any other parts of the film. The visual design of Kraken is also impressive. The creature look unstoppable when it rises from the sea. It immediately feels like a threat capable of destroying an entire kingdom. Another thing many people like about the movie is its pace. The story rarely slows down. There is always another mission, another battle, or another mystery waiting eyes. Because of this, the movie remains entertaining for viewers who enjoy fantasy, adventure, and action films. Even years after its release, many fans still remember Perseus, Medusa, and Kraken because of the exciting battle and memorable scene. For many viewers, Clash of Titan is a fun adventure movie that combines mythology, action, monster, and heroism into one exciting story. Now let's talk more the main character of the movie. The heart of the story is Perseus. He starts as a simple fisherman, but fact changes his life forever. What makes him special is not his god blood. His real strength comes from his courage and determination. Through the movie, Perseus faces loss after loss. First, he loses his family, then, he loses many friends during the journey. Later, he even loses Io. Despite all this pain, he never stops moving forward. This is what makes him a true hero. Next comes Hades. He is one of the most dangerous villains in the movie. Unlike many villains who attack directly, Hades prefers to use fear and manipulation. He understands that frightened people are easier to control. Every time people lose hope, Hades becomes stronger. This makes him a very clever enemy. Then there is Zeus. At first, Zeus appears powerful and confident, but as the story continues, we see that even the king of the gods can make mistakes. He loves his son Perseus, but he does not always know how to help him. Because of this, the relationship become one of the most important parts of the movie. Another important character is Io. He is more just a guide. She is the person who believes in Perseus when he doubts himself. Whenever he feels lost, Io helps him find the right path. Her death becomes one of the saddest moments in the film. The character of Andromeda also deserves attention. Even though she spends much of the movie in danger, she never loses her grace. She accepts a responsibility and remains brave until the very end. The Jinn are also memorable. They do not talk much, but their actions speak for them. These desert warriors help Perseus when he needs them most. Without their support, the mission would have failed long before reaching Medusa. Finally, there is Kraken. Even though the monster appears only near the end of the movie, its presence is felt through the entire story. Everyone talks about it, and when it finally appears, it lives up to the legend. The giant creature becomes the perfect final challenge of Perseus. By the end of the movie, every character has played an important role in shaping the journey. Together, they create an adventure filled with action, emotion, sacrifice, and unforgettable moments. One interesting detail about Perseus is that he spends the entire movie trying to escape his destiny. Most heroes dream about having a special power, but Perseus does the opposite. He constantly rejects the gift offered by Zeus. This makes his journey unique. Instead of becoming a hero because of his powers, he becomes a hero because of his choices. Another hidden detail is the difference between Zeus and Hades. Both are powerful gods, both want influence, but they use completely different methods. Zeus wants loyalty through respect, Hades wants loyalty through fear. This difference becomes the main conflict of the movie. The story also shows how dangerous events can be. At the beginning of the adventure, Perseus is motivated by anger. He wants revenge against Hades for the death of his family. However, as the movie progresses, he slowly learns that saving innocent people is more important than personal revenge. This chance helps him grow into a true hero. Another interesting thing is the role of the faith. The gods receive strength from human worship. When people stop believing, the gods become weaker. The creates a fascinating connection between humans and gods. Neither side can completely survive without the other. The movie also contained many symbols. For example, Pegasus often represent freedom and hope. Whenever Pegasus appears, it usually means that help is coming or what a new opportunity is about to appear. The giant scorpion represents the unexpected danger that appear during every hero's journey, and Medusa represents fear itself. Anyone who looks directly at her becomes strong. In a symbolic way, the movie suggests that fear can stop people from moving forward if they allow it to control them. One of the strongest messages in the film is that courage does not mean being fearless. It means moving forward even when you are afraid. This is exactly what Perseus does throughout the story. He is often frightened, he often doubts himself, but he keeps fighting. The movie also reminds viewers that great heroes are not born overnight. They are created through difficult experience, painful sacrifices, and important decisions. By the end of the story, Perseus is very different from the fisherman we meet at the beginning. He has become stronger, wiser, and more confident. Yet he remains humble. Then is one of the reasons why audience continue to admire his character. The journey of Perseus is not just about defeating monsters, it is about discovering who he truly is and finding the strength to accept it. And this is what makes Clash of Titans more than just a monster movie. It is also a story about courage, destiny, sacrifice, and the power of believing in yourself. If we look deeper into the story, Clash of the Titans is not only about fighting monsters, it is also about the relationship between power and responsibility. At the beginning of the movie, Perseus wants nothing to do with the gods. He believes they are responsible for the suffering in the world. Because of this, he rejects every opportunity to use his divine powers. However, as his journey continues, he learns an important lesson. Power itself is not good or bad. What matters is how a person chooses to use it. This lesson becomes clear when he compares Perseus and Hades both have access to great power, but their goals are completely different. Perseus uses power to protect people, Hades uses power to control people. This different defines the entire story. Another important theme is trust. Throughout the movie, Perseus struggles to trust others. After losing his family, he becomes angry and isolated. He believes that he must face every problem alone. But during the journey, he learns that even heroes need help. Without Ayo, the Jinn, and his fellow warriors, he would never have reached Medusa. The movie shows that teamwork is often just as important and as individual strength. The friendship between the warrior also add a emotional depth to the story. Many of them know they might die, yet they continue fighting because they believe their mission is worth the risk. Their sacrifices make the final victory feel much more meaningful. One of the most powerful scenes in the movie happens when Perseus refuses immortality. Most people would immediately accept the chance to become a god, but Perseus chooses a different path. He values human life more than unlimited power. Their decision prove how much he has grown as a character. The movie also teaches that true leadership is not about giving orders, it is about setting an example. Through the journey, Perseus impresses people through his action. He faces danger first, he takes responsibility for his decision, and he never asks others to do something he would not do himself. That is why people choose to follow him. The final battle against Kraken is not just a fight between a hero and a monster, it represents the climax of everything Perseus has learned. His courage, intelligence, and determination all come together in that single moment. Instead of winning through brute force, he wins through knowledge and strategy. He makes the victory more satisfying. Even after many years, people still remember Clash of Titan because of its exciting creatures, epic battles, and heroic journey. The movie combines mythology, adventure, action, and emotion into one energetic story, and at its core, it reminds us that being a hero is not about being the strongest person in the world. It is about doing the right thing when the world needs you the most. One reason Clash of the Titans feels so epic is because the stakes are extremely high. From the beginning of the story, the audience know that an entire kingdom is in danger. It Perseus fails, thousands of innocent people could lose their lives. This creates tension throughout the movie. Every battle feels important because the future of the kingdom depends on it. Another reason the movie feels exciting is that the enemy keep becoming stronger. At first, Perseus faces human soldiers, then he faces giant scorpions. After that comes becomes Medusa, and finally the Might Kraken. Each challenge is more difficult than the previous one. This keeps the audience interested because they always wonder how Perseus will survive. The movie also does a good job of creating mystery for much of the story. People only hear stories about Kraken. They know it is dangerous, they know it can destroy cities, but they do not actually see it until the final part of the movie. Because of this, the monster feels even more terrifying when it finally appears. The relationship between Persians and Jews is another interesting part of the film. At first, Perseus refused to accept Jews as his father. He is angry and disappointed. However, as the story progresses, he slowly begins to understand that life is not always simple. People can make mistakes and still care about each other. This makes their relationship more realistic. The movie also shows that courage is often more important than strength. Many of the warriors who travel with Perseus are not gods. They do not have magical powers. They Yet they continue fighting against impossible odds. Their bravery become one of the most inspiring parts of the story. Another memorable aspect of the movie is its atmosphere. The dark temples, the giant disasters, the dangerous caves, the mystery runs, all these locations make the audience adventure feel larger than life. The audience feel like they are traveling through a legendary world full of secrets and monsters. The Battle of Medusa deserves special attention. Unlike many action scenes, this fight is not won through power alone. Perseus must stay calm, think carefully, and use strategy. This makes the scene both exciting and intelligent. Many fans consider it the best sequence in the entire movie. The final message of the film is that destiny may guide a person, but their choice define who they become. Perseus is born with great power, but it is courage, kindness, and determination that make him a true hero. That is why his story continue to inspire audience long after the movie end. As the movie continue in our mind, even after the ending, we can see the Persians change more than any other character. At the beginning, he is a man filled with anger. He wants answer, he wants revenge, and he wants to understand why his family had to die. But by the end of the story, he becomes something much greater. He becomes a protector. Instead of fighting only for himself, he fights for an entire kingdom. His transformation is one of the strongest parts of the movie. Another thing that makes the film interesting is the balance between human and goods. The human are physically weaker than the good, but they possess something special. They have free will, they can choose their own path. Throughout the movie, Perseus proves that free will can sometimes be stronger than destiny. The world of the movie is also full of ancient legends. Even creature has a story, every location has a story. The audience feels like they are exploring a forgotten world where myths are real. This scene of adventure keep the movie exciting from start to finish. The character of Hades become more dangerous because he understands human fear. He know that frightened people often make bad decisions. Instead of simply destroying his enemies, he tries to control them. This makes him a smart villain than many other. One of the most powerful idea in the movie is sacrifice. Almost every major character sacrifices sometimes. Persian's sacrifice is peaceful life. The warrior sacrifice their safety. Andromeda is willing to sacrifice herself for her passion. These sacrifices give emotional weight to the story. Without them, the final victory would not feel as meaningful. The movie also shows that heroes are not fearless. Many times Perseus is afraid. Many times he is unsure about what to do next. But he continues moving forward. That is what real courage means. It is not the absence of fear, it is the ability to act despite fear. The visual effect help bring the mythology to life, whether it is the giant scorpion Medusa, Pegasus, or Kraken. Each creature feel unique and memorable. These creatures turn the movie into a grand fantasy adventure. Even today, many viewers remember the image of Kraken rising from the sea. It remains one of the most iconic moments in the film. In the end, Clash of Titan is a story about courage, destiny, sacrifice, and hope. It reminds us that no matter how powerful the challenge may be, determined and belief in yourself can help overcome even the greatest obstacles, and that is why the journey of Perseus continue to be remembered as the journey of a true legend. So guys, this was the amazing journey of Perseus in Clash of the Titans. From a simple fishman to a legendary hero, Perseus faces monsters, gods, and impossible challenges. In the end, he proves that true strength does not come from power alone, it comes from courage, sacrifice, and determination. I hope you enjoyed this movie review and story explanation. If you like this video, then please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support motivates me to bring more amazing movie stories and review for you. Also tell me in the comments which movie you would like to see next. Thank you for watching. Take care, and I will see you in the next video. Now the movie reaches its final moment. G and the leader of the organization are still fighting on the rooftop. Both are tired, both are injured, and the helicopter is ready to fly. The pilot keeps shooting, "Come on, we have to leave now." But the leader refuses to give up. He attacks G one last time. The fight becomes even harder. Both fall to the ground, both stand up again. Neither wants to lose. Finally, the leader picks a gun. Laying on the rope, he points it directly at G. For 1 second, everything becomes silent. It looks like this is the end, but before he can pull the Tiger reactive say reaches the rooftop, he fires one shot. The bullet hits the leader's hand. The gun falls to the ground. The leader becomes furious. He runs toward G with all his strength. G waits calmly. At the perfect moment, she moves aside. The leader loses his balance as he crashes into the edge of the lab rooftop. He tries to hold on for a few seconds. He hangs from the side of the building. He looks at G. He begs for help. This is the biggest moment of the movie. Years ago, the leader never showed mercy to anymore. Now, now he is asking for mercy. G looks into his eyes. He she remembers every painful memory, every mission, every innocent life that was lost, every life, every lie he told her. She slowly say, "You powerful, your power is over." The leader can't hold one any longer. He loses his grip. He falls from the rooftop wo- with his death. The organization lost its leader. At the same time, policemen teams enter every building connect to the organization. Many criminals are arrested, secret documents are recovered, hidden money is found, the entire criminal network starts falling apart. News spreads across the city. People finally learn the truth. A few days later, Jane is living peacefully. She is safe at last. She thanks G once again for giving her a second chance at life. Detectives also meets G. He knows she committed many criminals in the past, but he also knows she risked her whole life to stop a much bigger evil. He tells her, "You can't change your past, but today you saved many lives." For the first time in the movie, she smiles without fear. The movie ends with Jeet walking al- away alone. He does not know what her future will be. The sin only know one thing: she is no longer a weapon. She is finally free. Even after the ending, the Killer 2024 gives the audience many things to think about. The biggest question in the movie is very simple: can a bad person become a good person? The whole story of G is based on this question. At the beginning of the movie, G only believe in completing every mission. She never thinks about right or wrong. She believes that emotions make a killer weak, but after meeting Jen, her thinking slowly changed. Jen never tried to fight G. She never shoot at her. She never talks revenge. Instead, she treats G like a normal human being. This is why Jen become one of the most important characters in the movie, even though she is not involved in every action scene. Another interesting point is detective say in many action movies the police officer only want to catch the criminal, but she is different. He keeps asking questions. He try to understand the complete truth when she learns that just trying to stop the organization he changes his opinion. This makes his character more realistic. The movie also shows that power can make people very dangerous. The leader of the organization controls many people through fear. Nobody follow him because they respect him. They follow him because they are afraid. This fear keeps the organization alive for many years. The action choreography is another strong point. Most fights are fast. The camera style close to the actors. Because of this, every punch and every feels powerful. The movie does not depend only on explosions. It also uses smart fighting moves. Many scenes happen inside a small rooms, narrow hallway, and a staircase. This makes every fight more exciting. The movie also gives a small emotional moment between the action. These quiet scenes help the audience understand G feelings. Without without this scene, the movie would only be about fighting. Instead, it becomes a story about changing as a person. Another good thing is that the movie never makes J look perfect. She get injured, she makes mistakes, sometimes she loses fights, sometimes she needs help from detective. Say because of this, her character feel more human. One more thing that makes this movie different is its pacing. The story does not waste much time. Almost every scene moves the story forward. Whenever one problem ends, another bigger problem begins. This keeps the audience interested from beginning to end. Overall, The Killer 2024 is not only a action movie, it is a story about trust, forgiveness, and choice the right path even after making many mistakes. After the final battle, Z finally understands that freedom is more valuable than money or power. She has spent many years following orders without asking many questions, but now she wants to live her own life. The detective say also changes his opinion about her because she has seen everything with his own eyes. She know that G was once a danger killer, but he also know that she risked her own life to stop a much bigger criminal organization. This is why she does not look at her as only criminal anymore. Instead, he see a person who finally made the right choice. One of the strongest parts of the movie is the relationship between G and Jane. They are completely different people, but they change each other's lives forever. Jane teaches G that kindness is not weakness, real strength comes from protecting innocent people instead of hurting them. G teaches Jen that even in the darkest world, good people still exist. Their friendship becomes the emotional heart of the movie. The action scenes are very stylish, but they never feel unrealistic. Every fight has a reason, and every bullet fired moves the story forward. The camera follows the very closely during the fight scene, making the audience feel like they are inside the action. The background music also increases the tension during every important moment. Another great thing about the movie is that the villain is not loud all the time. He say he stay calm and use his mind more than his weapons. This makes him a more dangerous enemy for G. Throughout the movies, he keeps reminding G that she belongs to his world, but G proved that every person has the power to change their future. That must make the ending much more satisfying. The killer is not just about guns and fights, it is also about guilt, trust, redemption, and second chance. By the end of the story, G is no longer fighting because someone paid her. She's fighting because she wants to protect innocent lives. That that is the biggest change in her character. Even after the movie ends, it leaves the audience thinking about whether a person should always be judged by their past and whether they deserve a chance to become better. This message make the Killer 2024 more than just a ancient movie and give the audience something meaningful to reminding long after credits finish. One of the most interesting thing about the Killer 2024 is the way the movie slowly changes G. At the beginning of the story, she looks like a person without emotion. She walks up, get a mission, finish the job, takes, uh, mm, takes her money and works for the next target. This has become her normal life. She never asks who the victim is or why the mission is happening because she believes asking questions only create problems. The organization has trained her to think this way for many years. They thought her that feeling make people weak and weak and that a perfect killer never show fear, love or regret. Because of this training, she lives alone and never allow anyone to come close to her. He trusts nobody because she know that betrayal can happen at any time. Every person she meet could become a next enemy. This lonely life has made her very strong on the outside, fun, completely empathy on the inside. The movie show this without using long dialogue. Many scenes simply show G sitting alone looking outside a window, dancing her weapons or quietly thinking about the next movie. This silent moment helped the audience understand that even though she is one of the world's best killer, she has never lived a happy life after Jan After Jen enters her life, everything slowly begins to change. Jen does not know anything about G breakfast. She simply treats her with kindness and respect. This confuses G because she is not used to receiving kindness from anyone. She starts protecting them not because someone paid her, but because she genuinely wants to keep her shape. This this is the first time the audience see G making a decision based on her heart instead of following orders. That small decision become the biggest turning point in the entire movie. The film also does a very good job of showing how powerful criminal organization control people. They do not only use money, they also use fear, secret, and manipulation. Every member believe living the organization means creating death. He also believes that for many years that is why escaping is much harder than simply winning a fight. She is not only fighting armed enemies but also fighting the fear that has controlled her entire life. Reactive say becomes another important reason of G transformation. At first, she believes every report written about G. According to this report, she is only cold-blooded killer, but after watching her protect innocent people again and again, she realizes that the truth is much more complicated. Good and bad are not always easy spread. Sometimes people who made terrible mistakes still have the courage to do the right thing. The movie also spends time building suspense. Instead of showing every secret immediately, it reveals a small piece or a piece on after immediately. Good and bad are not always easy to spread. Some people who made terrible bad things. This makes every fight feel more realistic. Even punch has weight, every gunfight feels dangerous, and every victory comes with a cost. This is one of the biggest reasons why The Killer 2024 stands out from many ordinary action movies. It gives the audience exciting action while also telling the emotional story of a woman trying to escape the life that controlled her for so many years. So that's the War Killer 2024. In my opinion, this movie is much more than a simple action thriller. Yes, it has a stylish gunfights, exciting slash scene, and powerful hand-to-hand combat. But its biggest strength is emotional journey of G. And the beginning of the movie is person who believes that following orders is the only way to survive. She has no dream, no family, and no future. But after meeting Jen and working with the detective C, she slowly learns that every person has the power to change. The movie never say that the post can be urged. Instead, it reminds us that today's decision create tomorrow's future. That message makes the story much more meaningful than a normal action movie. The performances are strong, the action choreography is realistic, the background music perfectly matches every scene, and the cinematography gives the movie a stylish look from beginning to end. Every important character has a purpose, and the story keeps moving without feeling slow. If you enjoy action movies that this have emotion, suspense, and character development, then The Killer 2024 is definitely worth watching. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. It delivers exciting action, emotional moment, and a satisfying ending. It may not completely change the action genre, but it successfully tells a powerful story about redemption, hope, and second chance. My I want to give out 0.5 out of 10 rating. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching. Take care. I will see you next video. Goodbye.